Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our new and improved Council on Aging. We have added roughly 4,200 square feet, got a new and efficient HVAC system, a state-of-the-art technology, new furniture, a brand new industrial kitchen, additional office space, and a cozy library where you can come and sit to visit with a friend or just read a book. So, this is the part that always makes me a little nauseous. I have to do my thank yous, and I'm sure I'm going to forget someone. And believe me, it's not intentional, but as you can imagine, a project of this magnitude, there are so many people involved, and I'm hoping that I got everyone. First and foremost, my son, Sean. Sean, stand up, please. Sean showed up this morning. I said, what a nice kid. Thank you so much, Sean. He goes, well, Mom, I was kind of going to ask you to babysit this weekend. Yeah, okay, no problem. I'm there. Certainly a thank you to Mayor Sullivan. To all our elected officials who we ask to continue to find ways to fund and not cut the COA budget. Various department heads and city employees who supported us during this project, our board of directors, our friends group, the building committee, various agencies that work with us on a daily basis that focus on the needs of our older adults, our volunteers, and most importantly, all of you. Thank you. So it has been 2 years to the month that we started this project. And in those 2 years, I met some very talented people that I wasn't quite sure at first if they were going to pull this off. We had many drafts and many papers with lines and symbols and numbers and colors, and I'm like, wow, these guys know what they're doing? Sure enough, they created something that I couldn't even imagine. So I want to take a few minutes and say thank you to them. The project started with the design team. So I need to say thank you to Brad McCord, John Fasano from BH&A Architect. Thank you so very much. I'm sure I drove you very crazy in the beginning. But thank you. Yeah, no, not me, him. Yeah, oh, good. Then we went into the construction phase with Page Construction. I want to say thank you to Tony. I don't think Tony's here. Tony is kind of like the Wizard of Oz. We never really saw him, but we would hear him at the meetings. Frank Ravisi, and certainly my right-hand man, Bill Cannon. So thank you so very much. Tony, Frank, and Bill have been so patient with me. I appreciate everything you've done. I'm going to miss my Wednesday meetings with you all. But again, the building is beautiful. And as the expression says, we always save the best for last. As many of you know, again, a project of this size will generally have an OPM, or an owner's project manager. And as most of you have probably heard me say, either in a loving way or in a not so loving way, oh, Dan Pallotta? Dan Pallotta's take a message, I'll get back to him. But in all honesty, Dan from P3 has kept me focused, has taken all my calls, answered every question that I had. I'm glad when after meeting you for the first time and requested that we find somebody else, we stuck with you. You certainly have made this journey a lot easier. You've kept this project on time and on budget, and you kept me from jumping off bridges and quitting. And I'm going to miss you too, Dan. Thank you so very much. And certainly, thank you, Jerry, for sitting to his right, because that's his right-hand man right there, Jerry Chipman. He's the opera manager. Jerry came to us probably halfway through the project, and he kept all the paperwork in order, coordinated deliveries, worked with our movers, kept Dan in line, kept the heated discussions not so heated. And we were able to resolve issues and move on to keep the project moving in a timely fashion. So Jerry, thank you so very much. Most important are my staff. I need to say a huge, huge thank you to them. They have been through so much stress these last 2 years. They've had to pack us up, move us to the Shaw Center with very little help. We got that place set up. We didn't skip a beat. We provided programs and services. They have gone above and beyond what their job description requires from them. Although there are, on occasion, employees of the city that may be recognized for doing their jobs, I have to say, my staff has gone above and beyond. And if anyone needs acknowledgement, it would be them. So, Warren, Christina, Ruthie, Dottie, Pauna, Hugo, and Brian, thank you all so very, very much. So those are my thank yous. If I didn't call you out individually, you were kind of clumped somewhere, so I think I got everyone. So let's talk a little bit about the future of the Council on Aging. Based on the 2020 census, we have over 21,000 older adults in the city. We presently have over 10,000 people registered here at the COA. It is anticipated that we will see a significant increase of members with this new building. We are excited and we are ready. We just hired 2 new employees. We have Macy Ecker, who I think might be out front. Oh, right there. And Augusta DeLuz, who have joined our team recently. We will continue to make this a welcoming place for all, offer a variety of health and wellness programs along with lifelong learning. We will have our very first cafe and possibly get 2 van driver positions funded so we can make it easier for people to get here who may be on a fixed income. Our future looks bright and it looks exciting. That sounded like the state of the city from Boston. I might have stole those words. So if renovating a building wasn't enough, we decided, hey, we got nothing else to do for 2 years. Why don't we rebrand, come up with a new logo, a new tagline, while we introduce the new building? So sure enough, we worked with our friends from the Mass Council on Aging, who are off to my right here, and we were able to receive a grant to work with more advertising to create this new, beautiful logo. So we are now BCOA, Brockton Council on Aging, the heart of active living. So as time goes on, you will see our brand getting on more information, getting out more in the community. So we are so very excited to kick this off at the same time. I have to say thank you to one of our board members, Bob Puchesny, who gave us the banner and the lovely pens that you folks have in front and behind me. So thank you, Bob. We also have a beautiful bench outside on our walkway. And this was a memorial donation bench from one of our longtime members, Carol Harris. And Carol had been a member here since 2007. She passed recently, and her family thought it would be fitting to give us something to remember Carol by. So Elaine Donovan and Diane Massaroni, are you here today, up in the back? Thank you so very much. We miss Carol a lot. She did a lot for us. She worked the front desk, newsletters, you name it, she did it. So thank you very much. It's beautiful. And lastly, staff and I wanted to make sure someone very important to us, and who has helped probably all of you in this room at one time or another, be remembered in the community and in this building for years to come. So if I could have Dottie Slack up here. She keeps retiring, but she keeps coming back.
When I first came here, you know, I could walk down the floor, I could back up off the floor. Not so much now.
Well, we all have that problem.
Yeah.
So Dottie, the girls and I are going to name the outreach office area after you. So we have this nice plaque, and it says, Dottie Slack, Outreach Department. And what is it you and I always say?
It's what we do.
It's what we do. So this will hang outside our outreach office. And that's it. Thank you. So at this time, I'd like to invite our mayor of the city, Mayor Sullivan, up to say a few words. And thank you again, Mayor Sullivan, for everything.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is a proud day in the City of Champions, and I want to thank Janice and her team. Janice has been a huge catalyst for this wonderful, wonderful day. When I became mayor, of course, we were dealing with the pandemic 6 weeks after, but the federal government came down with American Rescue Plan Act money as a result of the pandemic, and so the ARPA money is the federal money. And myself, and I want to give the CFO, Dr. Troy Clarkson, in the back, a big thank you, and City Solicitor Megan Bridges, a big thank you. I want to thank my Chief of Staff, Sidney Marrow, Police Chief Brenda Perez, and Fire Chief Brian Nardelli, and Rob May, our city planner. We wanted to make sure that the money that came down, it was going to be once-in-a-lifetime money coming down. And some cities and towns in the Commonwealth and in the nation actually use that money to balance budgets. Some actually used it to hire people. And my thought was that's short-sighted, because that money's going to disappear, and then you're going to lay off people, and you're going to have to cut from your budget. So what I want to do is I want to memorialize throughout the City of Brockton, our City of Champions, legacy projects. And my first was the War Memorial to honor our veterans, those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and those that are continuing to serve or have served. So we spent over $4 million on the War Memorial, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful testament. And again, Dan Pilata and Jerry Chipman, these two gentlemen, were the OPMs for every project. So we saved probably about $1.5 million by not hiring OPMs, but having Dan and Jerry and their expertise. And then I also said I want to make sure that the youth in our city, the next generation, the boys and girls of Brockton, have wonderful playgrounds. So there's 7 wards and 28 precincts in the City of Brockton. And so I said every playground, at least one in each ward, is going to be touched with this ARPA money. And I have to give a shout out to Congressman Steve Lynch, U.S. Senator Ed Markey, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, because Troy and I went down to D.C. Before the pandemic, and I asked the federal delegation if they could come up with some additional funds. In addition to the ARPA money, I also wanted some other money, and the Cosgrove Pool was one that I asked. We got $3 million of ARPA money, and then I asked for another $3 million from President Joe Biden's omnibus bill. And the federal delegation, again, the U.S. Senators and Congressman Lynch went to bat for us. So we got an additional $3 million. So that's a $6 million project, the Cosgrove Pool, which again is a legacy project. So then I said, without question, the Mary Cruz Kennedy, I want to thank the Cruz family and the Kennedy family that are here. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I had said, and this isn't because my mom and dad would cut me out of their will if I didn't do this. I did this because it's the right thing to do. The men and women that came before me that made Brockton what it is needs to always be respected and cherished. And so the Council on Aging, the senior center here in Brockton, it was an okay building, right? It was okay. We had wonderful people working here every day and wonderful, fantastic people, phenomenal people coming here every day. But the building was not an example of the City of Champions, right? And so when the ARPA money came down, I said, we are going to use the original building as a shell, and we are going to add all the bells and whistles, everything that you can think of. And I have to give Ted Medeiros, our IT guy, a big shout out, because this is state-of-the-art technology here. And then I wanted to make sure that the space would accommodate. And again, I have my Irish cuffs on today. St. Paddy's Day is right around the corner. We're going to kick it off with an unbelievable St. Paddy's Day here. So I wanted to make sure that it's almost 5,000 square foot addition would be touched upon in a way that would not hamper the parking. So the Page Construction, the architects, they did magic, and we didn't lose any parking at all, which was phenomenal. But they were able to reimagine and repurpose and add on to this unbelievable building. And I just took a tour with Dan, and it is really breathtaking. I would argue that it's the best senior center Council on Aging in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But with that being said, when you talk about the Commonwealth, we are very fortunate to have 3 state reps. We have Rita Mendez, we have the newest member, Bridget Plouffe, and Michelle Dubois, and Senator Mike Brady. So every day at Beacon Hill, we have 4 people fighting for the city of Brockton. Now, when the money was coming down from state money, Jerry Cassidy is in the back, the former rep, was advocating. And we were able to get, through the efforts of Jerry and the team, an additional $1 million of state earmarks. So we have $1 million from the state, and then 6.7 from the Fed. So the project is $7.7 million, and every penny is accounted for because of Dan's expertise. But you know what? That $7.7 million is spent in a way that is going to help seniors now and 20, 50, 100 years from now. Because when you look at not just the architecture and the beautiful renderings, but it's what's going to go on each and every day here, right? Monday through Friday, the magic that happens here. So I'm here today to say thank you. Thank you to all the men and women that come here each and every day. Thank you for your understanding and your ability to kind of shift, because Janice came into my office one day and said, you know, Mayor, where are we going to go? I mean, I love that you're supporting us. I love that it's going to be over $7 million, but where are we going to go? And I, without even thinking, said, Shaw Center. We're going to do the Shaw Center. And we're going to have a bus line go up there, and it's going to be great. And you know what? You pivoted, and you realize that you make do, right? There's an old saying that President Teddy Roosevelt said, do what you can with what you have where you are. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And that's exactly what each and every one of you did. And you made the Shaw Center a little mini annex of the COA. And so no one complained, no one ever complained, and you did it for 2 years, and now you're here, the new home. And so I just want to thank Janice and the team, but more importantly, it's the people that come here every day. And there's an old saying in politics and public service, you add to your base, you don't ever subtract from your base. And so the wonderful people that come here, we want to encourage more people to come here, because really, Brockton is the example of what we can do when we work together. When you have an idea and a dream and you come up with a plan and you execute it, today is the fruits of the labor, right? We're going to cut this ribbon. but it's 2 years, 4 years, 6 years in the making. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that have passed since we started this. Clay is someone that I remember that was so excited about this. And, you know, we could talk about many folks that have passed on, but they haven't left us. You know, they're here in spirit. And so I just wanted to come here today as the mayor and say this is a proud day. 106,000 residents in our city of Brockton. But each and every one of us have to thank the seniors, because none of us would be able to serve. None of us would be able to be the mayor or the state rep or the city council, the police chief or the fire chief or the planner without what you have done and your example of hard work, determination, and keeping an eye on the prize. So God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy this new home. It's well-deserved by each and every one of you. And I see Father in the back. Thank you, Father, for being here today. God bless you. But let's continue to work together for a better Brockton. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sullivan. At this time, I'd like to introduce Senator Mike Brady.
Thank you. And I was a state rep, and I'm honored to be here. And as was mentioned to the Cruz Kennedy family, if not for Tommy Kennedy, this wouldn't have originally gotten built. And also our state treasurer, Shannon O'Brien, the original building that was built. People wonder, where is our lottery money going? You know, Brockton's one of the highest groups that spends money on lottery tickets, etc. This original building was funded with state lottery money. So the state lottery money is going to our communities. But what a beautiful addition this is, I tell you. And Ann McCormick's in the audience, and Vi Packard was a former director here. We can't forget all that have come before us. As the mayor mentioned, our veterans that fought and died for our freedom to assembly like we are today. I'm honored to serve on the Veterans Committee. The HEROES Act we just passed with our legislators, and I want to thank the mayor and the city council, because unlike what you see out of DC, we work together as a group in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I'm very honored to be just a part of this, and I'm glad it's downtown. We just came from a meeting at Massachusetts Community College, and they opened a facility downtown named after former Mayor Gerald Lucy, and we got to continue to invest in our downtowns. You know, when the malls get built, the strip malls get built, people don't realize it. I tell the young kids, Brockton was a lot of dairy farms back in the day, and it's all gone. There's only one, Gary's Farm on Pleasant Street, and unfortunately, our downtown suffered, so we got to continue to invest in, we got to continue to honor our seniors, because I'm getting up there. I'm 62 years now. I don't want to confess my age. I'm the oldest of the group of the legislators now. I'm the old man in the State House. But I am so grateful to be a part of the team, and so grateful for all the support that you've given us over the years. So I have a little citation, and I want to bring our state reps up here, if you can all come up with us, because this is just a small token of our appreciation. And this is a citation from the state Commonwealth in recognition of the grand opening of the newly renovated Council on Aging building in the City of Champions. And this is on behalf of all of our state delegation. And to you, Janice, congratulations again for all the work you've given us in the City of Brockton.
Thank you very much.
And again, thank you very much. And as we know from our Irish delegation, it's the high holy month of St. Patrick's Day, so I wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day as well.
I just wanted to say one more thing. So the money we got from the feds, we got a big tranche of money directly from, as I said, from Steve Lynch. He actually came to City Hall, but the county got an additional tranche, and I want to thank Greg Hanley, the county commissioner, Sandra Wright, County Commissioner, Jared Valenzuela, County Commissioner, because Brockton being the only city in Plymouth County, our dedicated county commissioners understood that we needed to get additional funds. So Greg, thank you for your service to the county and for bringing home the bacon for us. We truly appreciate that. I also have to give a shout out. You can't build a building in the city of Brockton without Jim Plouffe, our building commissioner, and Bill Forty, the assistant, because you know, it's easy to say we're going to build it, but there's wiring inspections and plumbing inspection. It's a lot of work, and I told both Jim and Bill, drop everything and let's focus in on that. So I just want to thank you publicly as well, gentlemen. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite up Jean Fuller-Jones, the chair of our board.
Thank you, Janice. I stand here representing the seniors of Brockton. Thank you, thank you, thank you for understanding our needs, believing in us, and believing that we were worthy of this money. Trust me, we're going to have fun with it. Thank you again so much from all the seniors in the city of Brockton.
Thank you very much. And once again, save the best for last, Dan Pilata.
I'll keep it short. It's all this Irish stuff, and I feel out of place here. I don't feel too welcome.
St. Joseph stays around the corner.
I know, it's the 19th. It's my father's birthday, that's why he's named Joseph. So I just wanted to say a couple of words. When we started this project and I came into the building, Janice wasn't kidding. She called the mayor and said, we need to get rid of this guy. This is my 8th senior center that I've built. I've built 7 before it. Each one of them is special. There's a million parts to this building. Not everything's going to be perfect. Not everything's going to work right. One day something's not going to work right. Another day something's going to look chipped. Don't worry about it. Your money's going to be taken care of. We're going to be here for a year fixing every little thing. But after that year, it becomes the council's responsibility to take care of this building, fund the maintenance, don't let it fall apart, and fund the staff so that the seniors can have the programs. Very important. Your 20% of the vote of Brockton, use it, make sure they take care of this building. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. I'm not sure if I heard that correctly. You're going to be around for another year? Wow. Okay.
Warranties.
Okay, good. So that concludes our speaking program. We are going to go right into the ribbon cutting and let you folks have an opportunity to walk around, explore, take a look at every room, every nook and cranny. We've got some beautiful, delicious refreshments out there. And I'd like to have 2 very important people of the COA do the honors of cutting the ribbon. First of all, Sherry McMullen. Could I have you up here, Sherry? Sherry, we're going to give you the honors of one of these scissors, and don't run with them. Don't run with these scissors. You'll get hurt. And the second person I would like to have do the honors is Ann McCormick. And we all know Ann McCormick. She was director prior to me. She did so much for this center, for our older adults in the community, and it's only the right thing to do to have you cut the ribbon as well.
I also want to thank Mike Morris, our Chief Procurement Officer. Mike, this wouldn't have happened without you. I want to thank you. I want to thank Councilor Jack Lally, Councilor Wynn Fowler, Councilor Suna Castro for being here, and Tim Sullivan from the school committee. Thank you.
Enjoy the building, have something to eat. Thank you all for coming.